Hello students, today we shall discuss about law of gravitation. What is gravitational force? Any two body always on earth always attracts each other. This is called gravitational force of attraction. And this force is actually proportional to the product of the mass of two bodies which attract each other and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two bodies. Say m1 m2 two bodies and there is distance between them is r, so F proportional to m1 m2, combining these two laws F proportional to m1 m2 by r square. Now here if we give proportionality constant, that is g, then F is equal to g into m1 m2 by r square, where this g, this is called gravitational constant. G is the value of g is f r square by m1 m2. Now the unit of F is Newton and the radius, and that is the distance, unit of distance is meter. These are SI units, and the unit of mass is kg. So the unit of g will be Newton meters per kg square, and it has been observed that the value of g is constant. It has the value 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square, and this value of g is independent of place, temperature, particles, medium, etc. Value of g is independent of these parameters, so this g is called universal constant. Now if we put the value of g as 1, then F is equal to m1 m2 by r square. So force, gravitational force of attraction, this F, this is only important for heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies means planets, satellites, moon, etc., because heavenly bodies have very large amount of mass. So here the value of m is large. So here the value of m is large, and as the value of g is small, so for the large value of F we have to put the value of m should be large. So for heavenly bodies, as masses are very large, so the value of F is important. But for normal bodies, the value of mass is very small, so the value of F is also small, so F can be neglected. So gravitational force of attraction is only important for heavenly bodies. Now force due to gravity. Here between the two bodies, if we consider one body as earth, then there will be attraction between these two, that is earth always attracts any body towards its center. This is called force due to gravity. Attracts all body towards its center by a force. This force is called force due to gravity. Similarly, particles also attract earth towards itself, but earth has large mass, so it has greater inertia, so it cannot move. Now the force due to gravity. This force due to gravity, that is given by g m by r square. Here m is the mass of earth, here m is the mass that is attracted by the earth, and r is the radius of the earth. If the body resides at the surface of the earth, say this is the particle residing at surface, then the distance between the earth's center and the body, that is the radius of the earth. So force due to gravity, this is given by g m by r square. Now what is acceleration due to gravity? During free falling of any body, all bodies move with a constant acceleration, that is the rate of change of velocity is always constant during free falling. This acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity, and this acceleration is given by the small g. Then we can write force due to gravity, that is equal to g/mm by r square, and also know force is equal to m into g, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, m is the mass of the particle. This m cancelled out from both sides, then we can write small g is equal to gm by r square. So here the acceleration due to gravity depends on the mass and radius of the particular planet. For earth, if we put the mass here, the value of mass of earth and the radius of earth, then we can find out the value of g, that is 9.8 meter per second square, or approximately this is 10 meter per second square. G is different at the different part on the surface of earth. Actually the shape of earth is not sphere, this is spheroid shape. So that here you can observe the radius at the two poles are different from the radius at the equator. This is the equator of earth, so radius at equator is different from that of pole, and it is here observed that the radius at the poles, that is r pole, that is giving greater than radius at equator, that is re. This is the re and this is the r pole, so r pole is greater than re. Now we know g is inversely proportional to r square, so we can write g at the equator is greater than g at the pole, as they are inversely related. So acceleration due to gravity as equator is greater than that of pole. So any body that has greater weight at the equator than at the pole. Now the value of g also depends on altitude. That is, if a particle remains at a height h from the earth's surface, say this is earth, this is the earth's surface, and the body remains at a height h, this is the h from the earth's surface, then g proportional to, we can write 1 by here the distance between the earth's center and the particle is r plus h, so g proportional to 1 by r plus h square whole square. Now with the increase of h from this formula, with increase of h there will be decrement in the value of g, as r plus h is a denominator. So with increasing altitude the acceleration due to gravity decreases, so with increase of h d decreases. So if the altitude of a particle increases, then there will be decrement in the acceleration due to gravity. Now if a body remains at depth from earth's surface, say this is the earth's surface, this is earth's surface, and the body remains at a depth d from the earth's surface, that is this distance is d, then we can write g. G is equal to, we know g into mass by r square. Now mass is equal to what? Volume into density. So here volume will be 4 by 3 pi, and the distance is here r, this distance is r and this distance is d. So the distance between the center of earth and the body, that is this distance, this is what? R minus d. This is r, this is d, so this distance is r minus d. So we can write here 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube. This is the formula of volume. Formula of volume, that is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, if r is the distance or radius. Then 4 by 3 pi r, here r is equal to r minus d cube into density, that is given by rho, divided by r minus d square. Here the distance between the earth and the body is r minus d. So these two cancel out, and here we can write g is equal g into 4 by 3 pi r minus d into rho. So with increase of the value of d, this value decreases, so there will be decrement in the value of g. So with increase of d, that is the body will remain more and more at the depth from surface, then there will be decrement in the g value. So with increase of altitude, g decreases. Similarly, with increase of the depth from Earth's surface, the value of g decreases. Now at center, when the body remains at the center, then d is equal to r, then g will be 0. When the body remains at the center, then g will be, that is the acceleration due to gravity is 0. Now for different planet also g will be different. As we know, g is equal to gm by r square, that is it depends on the mass and radius of the planet. So with the change of the planet, the value of g also changes. So with the change of g, the value of g also changes. For example, moon has the mass that is 1/6 of Earth. So acceleration due to gravity in moon, that is 1/6 than that of Earth, depending on the mass of the planet. Now mass is equal to, mass is a scalar quantity, and weight is equal to m into g, where m is scalar but g is vector. So weight is vector quantity. Now what will be the unit of weight? We know unit of mass is kg or gram in SI or in CGS unit, but in case of weight in MKS system, the unit is 1 kgf. 1 kgf is equal to 1 kg into, we can write f is here acceleration, and this acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square, that is equal to 9.8 kg meter per second square. Now kg meter per second square, that is equal to, you know, Newton, so 9.8 Newton, and this is the value of g, so we can write g Newton. Similarly in CGS, the value is 1 gram f, and that can be written as 1 gram into the value of f is 98 centimeter per second square. So we can write gram centimeter per second square, that is 98 dyne, and we know the value of 98, that is the value of g, so g dyne. So 1 kgf is equal to g Newton, 1 gram f is equal to g dyne. Now 1 kgf, the relation between them is 1 kgf is equal to 1000 gf. Now some important formulae for a free falling body. During free falling of a body, we can write the, if final velocity is v, then you know we can write v is equal to u, we know v is equal to u plus gt. Now for a body which freely falls downward in downward direction, and during free falling it starts its movement from rest. It starts its movement from rest. Initially the body is at rest, then it starts to fall. So that means the initial velocity u is 0, then we can write v is equal to gt, or we can write that this is the first equation. What is the second equation? H is equal to, we know, ut plus half gt square. Now as u is equal to 0, then we can write h is equal to half gt square, and the third equation is v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Now u is equal to 0, so we can write v square is equal to 2gh if it moves a height it falls from a height h, then v square is equal to 2gh. Now if there will be a certain initial velocity, that is there will be a certain value of u, then we can write v is equal to u plus gt, or h is equal to ut plus half gt square, or v square is equal to e square plus 2gh. This is the case 1, and the case number 2 is when the body is thrown upward. Body thrown upward. Body thrown with the initial velocity, there is a particular initial velocity, and after reaching say height h, the final velocity v will be 0, and during the upward movement there will be retardation, that is the body have to move against the force of attraction, that is g will be negative. G will be negative. Then the formulas will be, as v is equal to 0, then we can write v is equal to, the first formula is v is equal to u plus jt. Here gt, v is 0, then, and this equation for upward movement is v is equal to u minus gt, as g is negative, v 0, then we can write u is equal to gt. This is the first equation. Second equation is v square is equal to, that is u square t minus half gt square, that is equal to 0. ut minus half gt square, that is equal to 0. This is the second equation. And the third equation is v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. v is 0, so u square minus 2gh, that is equal to 0. These are the three equations. Then the time taken for the body to reach the height h, that is t. T is equal to, from the first equation, u by g, and also the distance travelled by the body, that is the maximum height reached by the body, that is given by u square by 2g from the third equation. If after reaching the maximum height the body again comes to the original position, it reaches to up to the height h, and then it again comes back to its original position, then the total time travelled, that is total time travelled t1, that is equal to 2 u by g, and the total distance covered, that is equal to u square by 2g plus u square by 2g, that is 2u square by 2g, that is equal to u square by g, that is the total distance covered. So these are the formula, and using this formula different problems can be solved. Okay, thank you.